Hello, this is Matthew Miller from the ZDNet Smartphones and Cell Phones and Mobile Gadgeteer blogs. I was just recently at the Mobius event in Seattle, and HTC was there. And they happened to give us a gift of the HTC S740. There were no strings attached or anything else, but I used to be quite a non-touchscreen smartphone fan. My last device, in addition to the T-Mobile Dash that my wife has now taken, was the T-Mobile Shadow, which was also a non-touchscreen device that had the Sure-type keyboard. I still pretty much like this device. It just had a very, very poor battery life. There was no way I would get about 4 hours of usage out of it. Still a nice smartphone. I did like the design of that device. So this S740, when I first picked it up, it really stood out as something that was pretty cool, mainly because of the width of the device. I don't know if you can tell in my hand, but when I usually hold a device, it's much wider than that. Just for an example, I'll show you the HTC Fuse or Touch Pro. Can you see there how much narrower this S740 is on top? You can see there's quite a bit of difference in the width. So it really feels long, slender, nice. It feels like a phone in your hand. And as you can see on this rather large display, 240 by 320, I believe it's a 2.4-inch display. It's got the directional pad that has a lot of the characteristics of a diamond with the glowing for an indication, as you can see there. It does have a send and end, which are rather unusual. It's all a black with white finish. I would prefer to have these red and green to stand out a little bit more. But as you can kind of see there, they do protrude a bit from the front of the main panel. As you can see also, the keys do stick up a little bit. The standard phone keypad. Here we have the HTC port, which is also used for charging, syncing, and for your headphones. So the keys are well designed as far as the size. A little bit flush, kind of hard to hit a little bit, but not too bad. On this side, there's actually a camera button for the 3.2 megapixel camera with no flash. It does have the diamond look and feel to the back, which is kind of nice, especially because this is the soft touch matte finish of that diamond look, with the power button up top here and the volume keys on the side. So when you first look at this, you'll be like, wow, that's kind of a nice design, non-touchscreen Windows Mobile 6.1 device. But then, if you're a texter or somebody who emails a lot, you'll be happy to see this. And here we have quite a large keyboard. Get a little closer here, give you a look. It's a 4-row QWERTY keyboard, as you can see here. And the buttons are quite large. There's actually a caps and function light, indicator light there as well. Since it uses the full length of the phone, it's actually quite large keyboard because it's well spaced out. Of course, numbers are along the top, but that's with an option. There are a period, a comma, semicolon, @ symbol. So all those are really nice to have directly without having to hit a function or anything else. There's a couple shortcuts too. There's mail, the start menu is the mail. There's the Internet Explorer, SMS, MMS. I thought there was a start menu, but I now see there's not. And then, unless I'm missing it, I'll jump back to it. So the one thing is the soft keys are here, which is right under that left soft key. The right soft key, though, as you can see, is way over here, whereas the display is offset. So a couple times I was tapping on the display rather than hitting the start menu for over on this side. Just takes a little bit of getting used to, but it sure is nice to, even on a non-touchscreen smartphone, to have this functionality with this large keyboard. And as you can see, when I opened that up, there was options for quickly creating an SMS, an email, launching the messenger, or exiting from there, and then it will jump over to the main screen. Let's just switch back to the main screen and kind of show you a little bit of the Windows Mobile 6.1 on a non-touchscreen device, since it is quite a bit different. So at the top I have the time, date, the carrier. Then I jump down and go into my calendar. If I go right and left, it'll show me some of my future appointments. Here I have New voicemail it shows. You can jump between missed calls, things like that. If you have text messages, they'll appear here. Email will appear here. Jump between your different accounts. Here we have something from HTC, which is a weather little applet that appears. And if I was to select with a directional pad, you'll see that I get a 5-day forecast. And as you can see, it looks like we have a little snow coming to the Tacoma area. And then down here in Internet Explorer, you'll also jump through your different bookmarks that you have saved as well. Down here to music and go through some songs. And down here is this different settings. So there's profile settings, your communications manager. This device, as you can see, has Wi-Fi. It does not have 3G in the United States, but it is a quad-band phone. So it will work with T-Mobile and AT&T on the Edge network and the GSM networks. Then we bounce through. You can change your ringtones, you can change your background image, and you can manage your programs. Or you can always jump right into all settings and go right back into all of the wonderful settings in Windows Mobile 6.1 Standard. And as you can see, there are quite a few settings, some that are different than you may have seen before. The action menu, some of that stuff that you may not have seen. HSDPA switch, MMS settings, AGPS. It does have GPS as well. So as you can see, you can jump up and down. Very fast and responsive device. Battery life has been amazing on this device. Unlike my T-Mobile Shadow, this thing with my direct push will easily get me a day. Sometimes, I've been getting almost 2 days out of this device, even with fairly heavy use. So it's quite a device. Let's look at all the programs that are loaded on the device. So far I haven't loaded any third-party applications except for a screen capture program. So you've got your traditional Windows Mobile 6.1 functions and utilities and things like that. As you can see, there's also an FM radio in this device. Windows Messenger, there's an RSS reader included, the Ilium Soft one. Streaming media, voice notes, traditional 2 games that you get with any Windows Mobile 6 device. Accessories, there's a Java application so you can run Gmail and Opera Mini, and that kind of thing. And that's about it. It's a fairly basic loadout of applications that are come on the device, but it is Windows Mobile 6.1, so it supports all of the other applications that you may want to include. It has a micro SD card slot, and as I mentioned, Wi-Fi, GPS, not 3G in the United States. It's available for, I believe I found it online for between $450 and $600, and it's quite a nice device. There's the backlighting on the keyboard, just so you can kind of see. It's all white, and same as around the keys here. Like I said, I'd like to see the red and green, but not bad. Feels great in your hand. It's a little bit heavy, but it gives you a nice heft. Makes it feel like it's a quality device. Has that nice look and the soft touch on the back. So if you're looking for a non-touchscreen Windows Mobile device, this is definitely one to consider. We really don't see enough of these, in my opinion, enough of these non-touch devices out there. So this is a nice alternative. We would really like to see it in the United States, but I don't think that's going to happen. The HTC S740.